Okay, so now it's time to move into more details about the male reproductive system. For that, let us take the primary sex organ, that is the testis. So first we will learn about testis in detail. Then we shall move on to the accessory ducts and accessory glands, and finally the external genitalia, which is called the penis. Okay, so what do you know about testis? The male testis is actually a pair which is surrounded or which is covered by a small sac-like thin membrane which is known as scrotum. The scrotum is actually like a very thin bag or a very thin sac which is holding the two testes, and that can be seen outside the abdominal cavity of the male. Okay. Now, why this testis is lying outside the body of the male? That is a very, very important question. You know, this arrangement makes sure that the scrotum or the testis inside that will always have a temperature that is 2 to 2.3 degrees less than the body temperature. And this maintaining of this particular temperature is very, very important for the formation of sperms. And you should understand one thing, that when we refer to primary sex organ means these are those organs which are helping in the production of gametes. In case of males, these gametes are called the sperms. So we can say that testis is the organ which is helping in the formation and production of sperms, which is a male gamete. Okay, so for sperm to produce properly, it needs a temperature which is less than the body temperature. So in order to attain that, this testis is held in a sac called scrotum, and that can be seen lying outside the cavity of the body. Is that clear to you? Okay. Now, each testis is oval in shape. Each testis is having an oval shape which is almost measuring about 4 to 5 centimeter in length and 2 to 3 centimeter in width. So you can imagine this much is the size of a human testis. Now, testis is covered by a thin membrane on the outside which is known as tunica albuginea. Tunica albuginea is a fine thin membrane which is covering the testis. And each testis is divided into several lobes or lobules which are coming around 250 compartments. Okay, and these compartments are known as testicular lobules. So we can say there are a pair of testes, both of them are attached and they can be seen in a sac-like structure called scrotum, and the scrotum and the testis is lying outside the body cavity to maintain the temperature needed for sperm production, and testis is covered outside by a membrane called tunica albuginea, and each testis is divided into around 250 compartments which are known as testicular lobules. Is this much clear to you? Okay, so each testicular lobule, I told you there are 250 testicular lobules in each testis. Now each testicular lobule is having 1 to 3 highly coiled tubes known as, or tubules which are known as seminiferous tubules. Now where can you see the seminiferous tubules? They can be seen inside the testicular lobules. Okay, and these seminiferous tubules are helping in the production of sperms or the male sex cells. Okay, now we can say that these seminiferous tubules are lined with two types of cells. Seminiferous tubules are lined with two types of cells. One type of cell is known as male sex cells called spermatogonia, and the second type of cells are known as Sertoli cells. Okay, once again I'll tell you. Inside each testicular lobule, you can see 1 to 3 small tubules called seminiferous tubules, which are the site for sperm production. Now, when you take each seminiferous tubule, you can see each of these seminiferous tubules are in turn consisting of two important cells. One is known as male sex cell, which is spermatogonia. The other one is known as Sertoli cells. The spermatogonia or the male sex cells will undergo meiotic division and they get converted into sperms, which are the male gametes. And the Sertoli cells, or which are otherwise known as nursing cells, they are helping to provide nourishment for the developing sperms. Is that clear to you? So like a mother, they are helping to provide nourishment for the developing sperms from the spermatogonia. Is that clear to you? Okay. Now I told you outside the seminiferous tubules there are some spaces, and these spaces are filled with another type of cells which are known as interstitial cells of Leydig, or we can say Leydig cells, interstitial cells or Leydig cells. Okay, and it is these cells which, okay, so these interstitial cells or the Leydig cells are the ones which are actually helping in the production of the male hormone called androgen or testosterone. Okay, and this testosterone is basically helping to have the male sexual characters or the male secondary characters. So this is all about testes. So I hope all the things which we have covered is clear to you. So once again, let me brief it. Testis is known as the primary sex organ in males. It is a pair which is located in a sac-like structure called scrotum that is lying outside the body of the male to maintain the temperature needed for sperm production. And each testis is lined by a membrane called tunica albuginea. It is oval in shape, and each testis is having small 250 compartments which are called testicular lobules. Inside each testicular lobule you can see 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules. Inside the seminiferous tubules there are mainly two types of cells, that is spermatogonia and the Sertoli cells. Spermatogonia will undergo meiosis to form the sperms, and Sertoli cells help these sperms to get nourishment. And outside the seminiferous tubules, you can see small spaces which are lined by a particular type of cells called interstitial cells or Leydig cells, which are helping in the production of the male sex hormone called testosterone, or otherwise called androgens, which are controlling the male sexual characters. Okay, so in this video, let us stop with the testis description. In the next video, we shall see about the accessory ducts and glands. Thank you.